Superintendent Mole, it seems like the family made strenuous efforts to stop Javeed from travelling.
Yeah, it's clearly evident from the investigation, once we'd arrested him, that the family were absolutely against him travelling and joining ISIS, that terrorist organisation, and going out to fight. They've taken some quite brave steps. They've taken his passport and hidden it, and they've taken what we call a go bag from him, which contains items of sort of combat clothing suitable for the terrain, insect repellent, solar chargers, IT type equipment, first aid kits and money. So the type of things that you'd expect to be useful out in Syria. In fact, some of that was asked for by others, hence some of the charges that he's under. They also had quite a row. So not only have they tried to physically intervene by hiding, they've confronted him verbally and have been absolutely clear that they did not support ISIS and they did not want him to go out there and fight. Despite all that, he replenished his stocks, so to speak, and was determined, bought tickets to Turkey and was determined to go out and fight, and hence the charges and the convictions that we've secured in relation to this case.
And I suppose that's an insight into kind of a drama that must happen in quite a few families where someone's made that intention clear. Would that be fair?
Yeah, I think it was quite an interesting insight that we don't often see, and I can imagine, you know, if you have a stable family who don't support ISIS and they find a family member that wants to go out and fight, it would be very, very distressing. And it's some quite turmoil, because once you get out there and fight, if you try and come back, you're likely to be arrested and certainly investigated at the very least. You know, and the harm that you might do others and yourself while you're out there. So it's quite a stressful time for families. What I would encourage families to do is the earlier you can engage, we can hopefully put the right people in touch with you and the right interventions in place. That never reaches that point. But you know, I do think the family made a brave step, and they were determined for him not to go, and I hope they get some comfort by this prosecution, because their intention was to stop him getting out of Syria, and that certainly they've assisted in that.
And I mean, he's a chemistry teacher, married man, a father of 2 children. He seems otherwise respectable.
Yeah, an otherwise stable, normal family life that many, many people do. You know, contributing to society, educating people. But it's that propaganda, that rhetoric that some people, no matter what your background, are vulnerable to, and it appears that he and this group are being vulnerable to that rhetoric and become very determined. And of course it's against the law to do what he's done, hence the conviction. So, you know, my message is, you know, engage early, don't go. And I think if you watch the television and really look at what ISIL's about, and ISIS and all these terror groups, you know, they're not the type of organisation I would recommend anyone joins. So
Javeed was determined to kill Westerners, essentially?
Well, I mean, if he's joining ISIS, he's killing Muslims, Westerners. You know, there's a lot of killing going out there. You know, you just need to watch the news. They're a prescribed organisation, they're a terrorist organisation, so that's what he was determined to do.